Namaste, it's Jacci. We're back together again to do some yoga together. So please take a moment to get yourself set up. If you have a yoga mat, you can put that out on the floor. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can do your practice just lying on the floor, any space that you have that's big enough for you to lie down and stretch your arms all the way up over your head. So go ahead and get yourself set up, and I recommend that you turn your devices off and close the door of the room that you're in and give yourself a little bit of time, maybe the next 30, 40 minutes for your practice so that you can do some self-care and you can take some nice deep breaths. So we're going to start our practice lying down on our back today. You may want to have a blanket or a thick towel or something to pad your knees. At some point we'll come on to hands and knees. So you can grab that if you have it. And we'll start lying down on our back. Take a moment to get settled. As you come down onto your back, a few reaching breaths. You can stretch your arms up over your head. Wiggle your fingers and stretch a little bit. Depending on what time of the day it is, you may be just waking up or ending your day. Just see what you feel. And then go ahead and lower your hands down. And one at a time, pick your feet up off of the floor, draw the knees up into your chest, and you can do a little massage for your back by rocking or swaying. You may have your knees together. Sometimes I like to put my hands on the knees and kind of stir them around. You may have your hands behind your knees and your knees a little wider. So whatever's comfortable for you, and you can move your ankles, do ankle circles and wrist circles at the same time. Go both ways with those joint rotations. And then just kind of shake off the day. You can shake your feet, shake your hands, just give everything a good shake, and then lower your feet to the floor. And let your legs rest comfortably. It's okay if the feet are a little bit apart. We're going to start with some movements of our arms, and we're going to try to coordinate the movement of our arms with the movement of our breath. So with your hands down by your sides, palms down. On your inhale, push the palms of your hands into the floor and feel your chest expand. Breathe in through your nose. As you breathe out through the nose, pull your belly in. And you might think about pushing your low ribs toward the floor or hugging in the abdomen. And this inhale, let your arms float up over your head. Feel the breath in your chest. And as you exhale and lower the arms back down, pull the belly in. We're going to do that 2 or 3 more times. You're welcome to breathe a little slower or a little faster, but breathe as smoothly and slowly as you can. Inhale up. Exhale down. And slow and smooth. A little variation for your shoulders, if that movement's a little awkward, is to bend the elbows and slide your hands up with the elbows bent, and then to bend the elbows and lower them down. It uses some different muscles, so that may be a good option if your shoulders are tight or you have an injury. This time, as you lift your arms up, let your eyes follow your hands as far back behind as you can, and then when you can see your hands again, follow them down towards your feet. At some point, you won't be able to see them anymore. So let's do one more repetition like that, letting the eyes follow the hands. As you exhale down, remember to hug in your belly. And when the hands are down on the floor this time, pause. And then please draw your knees into your chest, 1 foot at a time. And we're going to do a similar movement with our legs, coordinating again with the breath. On the in-breath, lift your legs up, flex your feet, push your heels high. And on the exhale, bend the knees. And you can draw the knees towards your belly. It's fine if your legs are a little bit apart, if your knees are a little wide. Inhale up, just lengthening the legs any amount. And then exhale, bending the knees, maybe hugging them towards your belly as you pull the navel in. Inhale, legs up. Exhale down, and you can start to add the arms this round. So inhale, lift your legs toward the ceiling and your arms up over your head. Maybe your eyes follow your hands here. And then on the exhale, as the arms come down, bend your knees, pull your belly in. 2 more. Inhale. So it's a nice way to warm up the joints, to lengthen the spine. If you do inhale, try to do seated meditation, which is a good practice. Pause when you get to the end. This little movement where you lift your arms and legs together is a nice way to prepare your body for seated meditation. So a little bit of movement, even if you only did like 5 minutes of movement and breathing, if you want to try to sit for meditation, this can be a really helpful tool. Go ahead and roll over to your side, and we'll use our hands to push up, and then we'll come on to hands and knees. So this might be a place where you grab a little support. So I'm going to grab a blanket and put it under my knees. Always taking care of your body. And coming to tabletop, again, some nice movements to warm up our joints and to lengthen the spine. So with your in-breath, lift your chest and your eyes. Feel the ribs expand. And with your exhale, pull your navel in as you fold back to child's pose, letting the elbows touch and your head bow down toward the mat. And then inhale, glide back up to tabletop. And exhale back to child's pose. Inhaling up again. And exhaling back. So even if you just did these movements, these couple of movements to prepare for sitting, that would be a nice technique. So come on up to tabletop and take your right leg back. I'm going to put the toes of the right foot down on the floor and gently push back through that heel and calf. And we're going to do a few movements with the right leg. So inhale, lift your chest and let that right foot lift up about the height of your hip and lift your chest and eyes. And as you exhale, touch your toes back down to the floor and lower your eyes down to the mat. Pull your belly in. Slowly lift. It's not a big movement, so the foot's moving quite slowly as you lift your chest and eyes. And then exhale, touch your toes down, tuck your chin. And slowly lifting one more time. What are you noticing in right hip? Exhale, lower your eyes. Now this time, inhale, lift your leg, and on the exhale, we're going to bend the right knee and draw it toward the belly, rounding the back, tucking the chin. And on the inhale, lengthen that leg back behind you, lift your chest, your eyes. Keeping both arms strong, do it again. Exhale, right knee tucks. Inhale, right leg lifts. Try not to roll your hip up too much. One more time, exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift the leg, and hold on your exhale, bend that knee. And then holding in place on your inhale, this is a pretty small movement. We're going to lift the foot up a little bit so the knee lifts a little. And on the exhale, hug your belly in and just lower it back down a little bit. You might feel that in your right hip. So inhale, little lift the chest. Exhale, lower the knee a little, belly in, look down. And one more, inhale. And on this exhale, go ahead and put your knee all the way down to the mat. Fold back to child's pose. Maybe roll your hands up and move your wrists a little bit. And then inhale back up to tabletop. We'll go back one more time. And then come up to tabletop, and we'll do all that with the left leg. So a couple of things are happening. We're, of course, moving the hip of the leg that we're moving, but the knee that's on the floor, that leg is bearing the weight. So you may also feel it there as well. So take your left leg back. You can push your heel back. Get your hands steady, strong arms. And then on an inhale, lift your chest, your eyes, and let that foot float up off of the floor. On the exhale, pull the navel in. Lower your toes down. Lower your eyes down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Lengthening the spine. Exhale, tuck the toes and eyes down. Belly in. One more inhale like that. Exhale down. What are you noticing in the two hips here? Okay, next movement. Inhale, lift the leg, and on the exhale, tuck your knee towards your chest, round your back. Maybe the eyes are looking at your knee. And then inhale, extend the leg back and lift your chest and your eyes. So slow exhale, hugging in the navel as you tuck the knee. Slow inhale, lifting. And again, one more. Exhale. Inhale, and here's the last movement in that sequence. Exhale, bend the left knee, and on the inhale, lift your heel up a little bit, lift your chest a little bit, and on your exhale, lower the knee down, maybe hip height, pull your navel in, lower your eyes. This is a pretty subtle movement. Inhale, lift your heel up a little bit. We're not trying to roll the hip open, just opening up the hip. Exhale, tuck the chin down, that is. And one more. Inhale, lift your foot a little, lift your chest and your eyes. And exhale, lower your knees down. Fold back to child's pose. Inhale, up to tabletop, and this time put your elbows down on the floor. So maybe a little bit of wrist circles, massaging the wrist if you like. You can let your hips sway side to side. So in this position, it's called puppy pose. The hips are stacked up over the knees. We're opening up the low back. You may even like taking your hands forward. It is called puppy pose, so you can reach your paws out in front of you and breathe. Maybe even letting your tail wag a little bit. And then please push up onto your hands and stand up on your knees. So if you like adding extra padding here, you could do that. Standing on your feet is also a good way to do this movement. So noticing your shoulders and still this awareness of opening up the hips, we're going to inhale the arms out to the side and up over our head and lift your eyes. So even though your hands are going out to the side, you might be able to see them in your peripheral vision. Exhale down, hug the belly in. So in this position, you might think about zipping up the zipper on something a little snug to get that abdominal engagement. Inhale, arms up, eyes up. Exhale down. Letting the eyes soften down as the hands go down. One more time, slowly as you can. Inhale. Exhale. And this round, we're going to add a little bow. So please inhale your arms out to the side and up. As you exhale, sweep your hands behind your back, bend your hips back like child's pose and bow down. So you might go down a little bit, or you might go all the way down and touch your forehead to the floor. And on the inhale, we sweep the arms out to the side and we come back up. We want to recruit those back muscles to help you lift. So if you're not getting up with ease, don't go down so far. Exhale down. We're going to do 4 times. Inhale, reaching up. Going slower will make this a little more challenging. Exhale. Maybe you're switching the way you're stacking your hands up on your back. Inhale. This is called Vajrasana or lightning pose. One more time. Exhale down. And then up on the in-breath. On this exhale, just lower your hands down by your sides. Pause for a moment. You might turn your head side to side, and then we're going to come up to stand on our feet. So you can come up, and if you have some padding under your knees, you can slide that out of the way. And once you're on your feet, you can take a moment to orient yourself, see how it feels to stand up on your feet. And then we're going to do a little swinging movement. The feet about shoulder width apart, the arms are going to flop around. This is called empty coat sleeves. So you might picture a child in a big adult coat. So a couple of things happening here. We're moving the spine. This moves fluid around the body. The blood hydrates your fascia to get this movement. And as I'm swinging, I'm trying to wrap my hand around my back and tap back here just below the rib cage where the kidneys rest. I'm trying to do a little stimulation of the kidney meridian. And then you can add another tap in the front, just below your collarbone. You can make a little cup with your hand and tap right there, lung stimulation. So you can tap the lung in the front and the kidney in the back. Turn your head, and we'll do a few more repetitions. This should feel quite nice. Good for your immune system as we get into the fall. And, since we're in a pandemic, keep our immune system strong. All right, and then stand tall in mountain pose. And just notice any sensations that you're aware of. Notice your breath. All right, from here we're going to do a half forward fold. So I'm standing tall now, and I'm going to fold halfway down. I'm going to turn to the side a little bit so you get that sense of halfway. And when I bend forward, I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. And then think about my upper body going halfway down. And when we lift up, we're going to use the back muscles. So first one, just bring your hands to the side body, take an in-breath. On the exhale, soften the knees and bow halfway down, belly in. And then feeling your chest lift, lengthen back up. Good. And then do that again, belly in, exhale halfway down. And inhale back up. And then we're going to progressively add one arm and then two arms to help add a little load, a little weight to the back. So please inhale your right arm up. And on your exhale, as you bend the knees, bow halfway down. You're going to reach that arm forward. And as you begin the inhale, lengthen the arm. Lift your chest to come back up. Do that again. Exhale, bow halfway down. And use your arm, use your chest to lift back up, and you might feel your back muscles working. Exhale that arm down, and we'll switch arms. So inhale, left arm up. Belly in, halfway down, exhale. Lengthen that arm, lift back up, maybe recruiting those back muscles to help you with that lifting movement. One more, exhale, halfway down. Lengthen back up, inhale. And then exhale your arms down, and we'll see about doing both arms. You could do bent elbows if that strains your shoulders. This will be just a little less weight on your back, but if you want, you can try both arms up over your head. So inhale here. Soften the knees, exhale halfway down. Slowly lengthen and lift back up. I'm going to do two more. Feel free to bend your elbows. Exhale. Slowly lengthen and lift back up. And one more time. Exhale. Inhale, lift back up and keep your arms up over your head. Little pause right at the top. And exhale down. Take a moment to notice. You could swing just a little bit. And then we're going to do a movement in the Warrior One stance. So feet will be hip width apart. You might imagine a couple of stripes on your mat, like the yellow stripes on the road. We're going to step the right foot forward, so it's in line with your right hip, the left foot back, so it's in line with your left hip, and the back foot is turned out at an angle. In the movement, we're going to bend the front knee. You want that knee pretty much right over your heel. You can adjust the distance between your feet, see what feels right for you today. On the exhale, as you straighten that front leg, touch your belly, get that hugging in feeling. And on the inhale, bend your knee, and we're gonna lean forward slightly and hug the shoulder blades together. And exhale, touch. And then to help with that opening of the chest, hugging the shoulder blades together, we're gonna, on the inhale, bend the front knee and lift cactus arms. So elbows are bent, push your chest forward, maybe lift your eyes. And on the exhale, as the front leg extends, just lower your arms, will just come out of the pose. Two more like that. Inhale, bend the knee, lift your arms. Maybe lift your eyes. Exhale, remember breathing slowly, moving slowly. Let's do one more repetition. Inhale. Exhale. It's a good heart-opening variation. So let's take the pose and hold it. Bend the knee, inhale. And on your exhale, pulling the elbows down, shoulder blades together, almost like you're pushing the chest forward. And on the inhale, let your hands rise up. You can lengthen the arms up any amount. Exhale, elbows bend, chest presses forward, belly draws in. Slow inhale. Feel a little work in your legs while we hold the pose. And again, exhale. And inhale. Good. So exhale as you extend the leg, lower your arm, just come out of the pose for a moment. And then we're going to do a variation where we add the bow like we did in our half forward fold. So on your inhale, bend your knee, lift your arms up. Keeping your arms in this position, exhale, straighten your front leg and take a bow, halfway down. Now bend your knee and lift your chest to come back up. Go slow. Do that again, straighten the leg, exhale, bow. Bend the knee, lift, slowly back up. And this one we're going to hold. So straighten your leg, exhale, bow. And like we did, so the front leg is extended as much as you feel comfortable. On the inhale, we're going to draw the elbows back, feel the chest, shoulder blades hug together. Exhale, tuck your chin. Now, this inhale, you can maybe lift your chest a little and even lengthen your arms forward. And then exhale, bend your elbows, tuck your chin. Don't strain your back. Inhale, you might just lift your hands a little, or you might lengthen them all the way out in front of you. Exhale, bend your elbows. And then inhale, bend your knee, lift back up. Pause for just a moment. And exhale your hands down, and please step your feet together. So taking a moment to shake out that movement, little shaking, and then a pause. So we're going to incorporate this pause for a moment. So come to mountain pose, stand tall, and if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can close your eyes or just soften your eyes. And we're noticing the sensations in the body. So we did quite a few movements on one side. We haven't done it on the other side yet. And we're also noticing how we feel. So this interoceptive pause, such a helpful tool. So to incorporate into your yoga practice, but just to incorporate into your life, to pause. Good. And then you can blink your eyes open, and we'll do the pose on the other side. So this time with the feet hip-width apart, we'll step the left foot comfortably forward and the right foot back so that the heels line up with your hip bones. The back foot is turned out at an angle, and there's this little turn in the hips. And then taking a test bend in your front knee, you want to just evaluate that distance between your feet. And on the exhale, as you straighten the leg, you can hug in your belly. So we'll go right into the movement here. Bend the knee, inhale, cactus arms, and we're pushing the chest forward, hugging the shoulder blades together. You might even lift your eyes, and exhale, straighten the leg, lower your arms, lower your eyes. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feeling the center of your chest open. Exhale. The next one, we're going to hold that movement. So bend the knee, inhale. Now, exhale, elbows tucked down, shoulder blades together. You could even tuck your chin a little bit here. And then inhale, arms lift a little, chest lifts, eyes lift. Exhale, hugging in the belly, hugging the shoulder blades together, tucking the chin. And then inhale the lift. 1 more. Now inhale, you can straighten the front leg for a moment. So on the exhale, we're going to, I got to think here. So on the inhale, we're going to bend the front knee. So as you come to your next inhale, bend your front knee. The arms are going to stay in this cactus position. And on the exhale, as the front leg extends, then we take a bow. And then lifting the chest, lifting your arms. Bend the knee as you come up. And that again. So straighten your leg, exhale, bow down. Bend the knee, lift back up. If it hurts your back, you can bow less. You can have that a little bend in your knee. So straighten your leg any amount. Exhale, bow. We're going to hold here. So inhale, just lift your chest, lift your elbows. And on the exhale, again, you can hug your shoulder blades together, hug your elbows down, even tucking the chin. This inhale, you can lift your hands a little, or you can try to lengthen your arms out in front of you. Exhale, bend the elbows, tuck the chin, belly in. Inhale, little lift, little lengthening. Exhale, tuck the chin, that is. Do that 1 more if your back can handle it. And exhale. So please inhale, bend your knee, lift back up. Hold the pose for another moment. And then please lower your hands, step your feet together, wiggle and jiggle. All right, we're going to take another pause. So we've done now the sequence on both sides. Standing tall, your interoceptive pause. You're welcome to close your eyes. What are the sensations that you notice? How's your breath? How do you feel? All right, you can open your eyes. We want to follow those asymmetrical movements with some symmetry. So we're going to come back down onto hands and knees. You're welcome to grab your blanket for this part. Pad your knees. And we're going to start in tabletop position. And we're going to do tabletop to child's pose a few times. So inhale, feel your chest lift. Exhale, draw the navel in, fold back, elbows touch, head bows, hips towards your heels, any amount. And then gliding back up to tabletop, inhale. And back on the exhale. And then this inhale, come up to tabletop. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And we're going to push up to downward facing dog pose. So if you tuck your toes under, you can push up to dog. Pedal out your legs. So you may like holding this pose, bending the knees and lengthening the spine. You may like coming back down to child's pose, you can see. So we're going to do a little movement. I'm going to go up and down between tabletop and down dog. So please inhale your knees to the floor. Slowly as you can, lift your chest. Pull your belly in and exhale slowly back up to dog pose. And do that again. Inhale, tabletop. Lift your chest and your eyes. Exhale, down dog. And one more like that. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, down dog, and you're welcome to hold your dog pose again. If your arms are getting tired or it's not your favorite pose, you could come down onto your knees and come to child's pose. Breathing, again, bending the knees here can be quite nice to stretch out those back muscles. And then please inhale your knees down if you're still in the pose. And for the next part, we're going to come to lie down on our back again. So you can make that transition, scooting your padding out of the way. Maybe you like having something under your neck when you're lying down. Just see what's helpful for you as we come to lie down again on our back. And once you're on your back, you can draw your knees into your chest and massage your back, your low back, rocking. Again, circling the knees can be nice. Having a little wider knees. Sometimes I'll do different movements with the legs, circle them around different ways. See what you feel. And then lower your feet to the floor. Take a moment to let your legs rest. So you could have your feet a little wide and your knees touching. For some people, that's quite nice. And then wrap your hands around your shoulders. So this is literally giving yourself a hug. So pat yourself on the back, say some kind things to yourself, and rock here. And you may notice that you get a pleasant stretch down your back, especially those back muscles we were using in those poses. You can switch the way you're crossing your arms, rock again, pat yourself on the back, say kind things. I love you so much. You're my best friend. And other kind things. And then let your hands come down. We're going to rest the hands on the belly. And thinking about the breath as we've been breathing, while you're resting, just inhale, feel your chest expand. You might even push your elbows lightly down into the mat. On the exhale, as the breath moves out, hug your belly in. It might sort of flatten toward the mat a little bit. And then we're going to do a movement with our legs, thinking a lot about that breath movement. So please let your feet and your knees come together so they touch. So knees and feet together. Knees are bent. And on the inhale, as we breathe into the chest, we're going to let the two knees open out to the sides, and your feet can just fall out to the sides too. And on the exhale, hug your knees together, hug your belly in. And do that again. Inhale, let the knees open, the feet fall wide. And exhale, hug your knees together. Where your hands are touching your belly, this is where we're hugging in the abdomen. One more time, inhale. And together on the exhale. And then we'll see about holding that. So inhale, open, and if you want to hold it, you can walk your feet a little closer together so the soles of the feet touch. You could have the knees bent a little less, walking the feet away if this is uncomfortable in your knee joints. And on the exhale here, we're going to lift the knees halfway up. So pull your belly and lift the knees toward the ceiling a little bit. And then inhale, let them open again. Breathe into your chest. You feel the back bend here? Exhale, knees halfway up. And inhale, open. And then this time, lift your knees like a millimeter up. So you're just engaging the muscles slightly and see if you can hold them a little bit. You might feel the work of those inner thigh muscles, those adductors. You might feel quivering or shaking in your legs. If you do, let them shake. You could even fake it a little bit. So let them quiver, let them shake. This releases tension in the hip flexors, so it's a good little technique. Some people call it tremoring, all sorts of stress relief techniques related to this shaking here. And then just let them relax for a moment. You're welcome to keep them open for another couple of breaths. If that does not feel great for your hips, your back, your knees, you can go ahead and pull the knees together and just let your legs rest with the feet flat on the floor. So if you haven't already, go ahead and pull your feet up flat. And then one more time, draw your knees into your chest and massage your back. And for this little rocking part, after we did that kind of opening in the hips, you can have your knees apart. You might even let your feet stick up in the air, and you could rock like this. This is called Happy Baby. So you can, some people like holding on to the legs or even reaching up to the feet if you have long arms. See what's good for you. And then let your feet come back down. And for a moment, go back to that resting position where your knees are bent, feet are wide, and you may even want the knees to touch here, which will just let the hip flexors and the low back muscles relax. And you can rest your hands wherever you like, on your belly or by your side. And beginning to let go of any effort now, to breathe, any effort in your body. Might even let out a sigh. So giving yourself permission to rest for these next few minutes. See how you want to support your body. So you may enjoy having your knees bent or placing some support under your knees to rest, or even resting your legs up on a bent surface like a chair or a sofa can be super nice. You can stretch your legs out flat if you like, but make sure that feels okay for your back and your legs. You can have your hands on your body. You can have your hands by your side, and maybe it's a little chilly and you'd like to grab a blanket or something to put over you. I often like to put a blanket right here over my hips. It feels grounding and comfortable and warm. So see what's nice for you. So soften or close your eyes, letting your body rest. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. And may we live with ease. May we live in peace. I encourage you to rest here for another 5 minutes, even 10 minutes if you have it. If you happen to fall asleep, it's fine. Just want to let go. Let your body rest. If it's hard for you to lie still, you feel like you must hop right up right now, try to stay for 12 breaths. Just see if you can pause for that long. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.